Welcome to The Explainer. There's a good chance that almost everything we think we know about money is, well, wrong. Today, we're going to break down the absolutely mind-bending ideas of a former Goldman Sachs trader, Manabu Tanaka. He's got a completely different story to tell about money, and trust me, it's a game changer.
So let's just start here. Does the economy ever feel like this super complicated thing? Something that's only for experts to talk about, full of all this jargon that just goes right over your head? Well, Manabu Tanaka says, no way. It's not about having some special degree or secret knowledge. He says it's more like a brain teaser. All you really need to do is just shift your perspective a little bit. So, okay, let's try that. Let's shift our perspective and see what he's talking about.
All right, first up, we're going to tackle the way we usually think about money, a view that Tanaka says is actually nothing more than an illusion. I mean, for most of us, the whole money thing seems pretty straightforward, right? You work, you earn it, and then you spend it on stuff you need or want. It feels like a one-way street. And the really crucial part of that story is that we end up seeing the money itself as the final goal. But what if that whole story is just a myth we tell ourselves? Let's get into Tanaka's big idea, because it paints a totally different picture of how all this works. Next up, people beyond the money.
And this right here is the huge shift he's talking about. On one side, you have the money-centric view, where the goal is just get more money. But on the other side, you've got this people-centric view. And in that world, money isn't the prize at all. It's just a tool we use to help each other out. And this really gets to the heart of his entire philosophy, which is summed up perfectly in this one Japanese phrase. It says, "Okane no muko ni hito ga iru." And what that means is, there are people beyond the money. It sounds so simple, right? But it's an incredibly powerful idea. Behind every price tag, every salary, every single transaction, there are other people.
Let's make this real for a second. Think about it. You go out to eat, you pay the bill. That's not the end of the story. That money you just spent, it becomes the salary for the chef, the person who waited your table, the dishwasher in the back. It was their work and their skill that made your meal possible. So really, your money was just a request. It was a way of asking them to do that work for you. Okay, so that makes sense for a restaurant. Money connects people. But what happens when you blow that idea up to the scale of an entire country? Let's look at the world from what he calls society's wallet. So Tanaka has this really cool concept he calls society's wallet. Now, your wallet has an outside, right? You can take money out, you can get money from a job and put it in, but society's wallet, it has no outside. There's nowhere else for the money to come from. It's kind of like a sealed aquarium. You can move the water around all you want inside, but you can't just pour more water in from the sink. And that leads to this great little quiz from his book. So how can society as a whole get more money? Is it A, get interest from a bank? B, everyone works to earn it? Or C, it's basically impossible? Go ahead, take a second. What do you think? Did you guess? The answer is C. It's basically impossible. And why is that? Well, if money is just the tool people inside that society are using to help each other, then you can't magically get more of it from some outside source. It's a closed loop, just representing the work and value being created within. And here's the huge takeaway from that. A country's real wealth isn't about how many bills it can print. A nation only gets truly richer when its people get better at doing productive work for each other. Wealth isn't the paper, it's the human capacity to create and to serve. So all of this brings us to the final and maybe the most personal question of all. What does any of this mean for you and me? Whose money is it, really? Because when you start to see the people beyond the money, everything kind of shifts. Your job is suddenly not just about a paycheck anymore, it's about what you're contributing to other people's lives. And your spending, that's not just buying stuff. It's you casting a vote for the kind of work you want to see more of in the world. So, the next time you hear people talking about the economy, about GDP or interest rates, maybe don't just stop there. Instead, ask the real, fundamental question that Tanaka leaves us with, the one we all have to think about. Who works and who becomes happy?